Dear students, in the last class, you have studied the Bohr's model of an atom and its merits and the demerits. The later on, the extended form of the Bohr's theory called Sommerfield's extension of Bohr's theory also you have studied, where the Sommerfield gave an idea of elliptical orbits. According to this, he explained the fine structures observed in the emission spectrum of hydrogen satisfactorily. But this theory fails to explain the existence of the splitting of the lines in the Zeeman effect as well as the Stark effect. Now later on, the two more scientists came into the picture, that is called the de Broglie's concept of matter waves and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. These two makes a new model for an atom known as wave mechanical model of an atom. Now let us we study the de Broglie's concept of matter waves and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, and then we go to wave mechanical model of an atom. According to Maxwell theory, light is a form of energy associated with wave character. According to Planck's quantum theory, light is a form of energy associated with particle or photon. Hence, energy is associated with dual character, that is wave and particle. According to Einstein's mass energy relation, that is E is equal to mc square, in 1924, a French physicist, Louis de Broglie, extended the idea of dual character of light to the material particles which are in motion. According to him, all material particles in motion possesses dual character, namely particle and wave. The wave associated with a material particle is called matter wave. This phenomenon is known as wave-particle duality. The idea of wave-particle duality in material particles gives an important conclusion that an electron behaves both as a material particle and as a wave. Hence, a definite wavelength could be assigned to moving electron. The wavelength of an electron is given by the expression lambda is equal to h upon m into c, where h is Planck's constant, m is the mass of an electron, and c is the velocity of an electron. This equation is called de Broglie's equation. The wave nature of an electron is verified by electron diffraction studies. Electron microscope is constructed based on this principle. Now let us study how de Broglie derived this equation. It is very simple derivation, and many times in the examination they ask this. De Broglie's equation can be easily derived by using Planck's quantum theory and Einstein's mass energy relationship. According to quantum theory of radiation, E is equal to h nu, and according to Einstein's mass energy relation, E is equal to mc square. Therefore, h nu is equal to mc square. Therefore, nu is equal to mc square upon h, And we know that nu is nothing but it is c upon lambda. Therefore, c upon lambda is equal to mc square upon h. Therefore, lambda is equal to h upon mc, where h is Planck's constant, that is 6.63 into 10 raised to minus 34 joules a second. C is the velocity of the light, that is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. M is the mass of the particle. The above equation can be modified to moving particle as lambda is equal to h upon m into v. Since mass into velocity is equal to momentum, therefore the above equation can also be given as lambda is equal to h upon rho, where m is the mass of the particle, v is the velocity of the particle. Although the de Broglie equation is applicable to all material objects, but it has significance only in case of microscopic particles. This is because the wavelength produced by a bigger particle is too small to be observed. Only particles like electrons, atoms, etc. give an observable value of wavelength. Let us take some of how we can give the problems based on this de Broglie's equation. Calculate the wavelength of the wave associated with an electron moving with a velocity of 4 into 10 raised to 6 meter per second, where the mass of the electron is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg and h is equal to 6.63 into 10 raised to minus 34 joules a second. Substitute these values in the above equation, that is lambda is equal to h upon mv. We get 1.8 into 10 raised to minus 10 meters or 0.18 nanometer. Students, so like this you must able to solve any type of the problems that will be asked based on the de Broglie's equation. They may ask to calculate the wavelength, or they may ask also to calculate the velocity of the moving particle. Now coming to the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. In 1927, Heisenberg, a German physicist, gave a principle that the uncertainties in simultaneous measurements of position and momentum of small particles. Before to go with the uncertainty principle, I have shown here the contribution given by the Louis de Broglie. In the slide, I have shown the Bohr's theory and the comparison of the Louis de Broglie's concept. According to Bohr's theory, electron is revolving in an orbit in a circular path. And according to de Broglie, so this electron which is moving in a circular path is associated with a wave character. And there it says the electron in the first orbit is having only one wave. Electron in the second orbit is having two waves. That's why it looks like an elliptical wave. The orbit in the third is having three waves as shown. The orbit in the fourth orbit, the electron is having the four waves, and in the fifth orbit, the electron is associated with the five waves, and so on. Here, the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, it states that it is impossible to determine simultaneously both the position and momentum of subatomic particles like electron with great accuracy. the statement and all the terms whatever there in the statement, they are very, very important. If an attempt is made to measure any one of these two quantities with great accuracy, the other becomes less accurate. If I want to measure the position of an electron, so there will be uncertainty in the measurement of the velocity with great accuracy. If I want to measure the velocity of an electron, it is very difficult to find out its position with great accuracy. The product of the uncertainty in the position and the uncertainty in the momentum is always a constant which is equal to h upon 4 pi. So the Heisenberg's equation in the mathematical form is delta x into delta p is greater or equal to, so is equal to h upon 4 pi, where we know that delta p, that is the change in momentum, can be given as mass into change in velocity, m into delta v. Therefore, I can write delta x into delta v is equal to h upon 4 pi m. This means that the position and velocity of a particle cannot be measured simultaneously with certainty. Although Heisenberg's uncertainty principle holds good for all objects, but it is of significance only for microscopic particles. Now, sometimes the problems are also asked based on this equation. Let us take a problem. Calculate the uncertainty in the position of the electron if the uncertainty in its velocity is 0.001%. So the given in the problem, the mass of the electron is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. Velocity of the electron is 300 meter per second, and the Planck's constant h is equal to 6.6 into 10 raised to minus 34 kg meter square per second. And uncertainty in velocity, that is delta v, is equal to 300 into, it is 0.001%, that means 0.001 divided by 100. This is equal to 3 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter per second. We know that delta x into delta v is equal to h upon 4 pi m. So substitute the values and we get the delta x is equal to 0.019 meter. Like this, there is any other types of the problems like the chain, the delta v can be asked, delta x can be asked, so delta rho can be asked. So like this, different problems can be asked based on the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Go through the different types of the problems in the book. Next, one more type of the problems can also be asked here, that is, find out the number of waves made by a Bohr electron in one complete revolution in the third orbit. And here, see the statement. According to Bohr's theory, mvr is equal to nh upon 2 pi. Here, he asks the number of waves, that is n. So therefore, we can write n as mvr upon h upon 2 pi, or 2 pi r upon h upon mv. This is nothing but 2 pi r is nothing but it is circumference, and according to the de Broglie's concept, h upon mv is nothing but it is the wavelength of the electron, that is lambda. So circumference divided by lambda, it is nothing but it is the number of waves. So there it says in the third orbit, therefore n is equal to 3. Therefore it says In the third orbit, we have 3 waves. So it says the number of waves in one complete revolution of the third orbit is 3. This is how we can solve the problems. Students, next we take about the quantum mechanics. Knowing the limitations of Bohr's theory and introducing the concept of wave nature of electron and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, a new approach is given to the structure of atom called quantum mechanics. Here I have shown this type given by quantum mechanical model. Support is given by the Heisenberg. In 1927, Werner Heisenberg proposed his uncertainty principle, stating it is impossible to know both the position and velocity of a moving object at the same time. He believed any attempt to determine an object's position would change its velocity and vice versa. His theory is also applicable to the uncertainty in energy as well as uncertainty in time. So here I have shown this principle is applicable to both uncertainty in energy and uncertainty in time, and uncertainty in position and uncertainty in momentum both have a same constant value, that is h upon 4 pi. Here I have shown a diagram clubbing both the de Broglie's concept and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, stating electron cannot revolve around the nucleus in a particular path called the orbit stated by the Bohr. But here it says, according to the wave mechanical model or quantum mechanical model, there is a electron is revolving around the nucleus, not in a particular path, in a particular region where there is a probability of finding the electron. And this concept comes from by clubbing the de Broglie's concept and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, and these two concepts introduced into the new theory known as wave mechanical model of an atom proposed by Schrödinger. This we take in the next class. Thank you.